Hello everybody and welcome back into Consolidated Studios. So this is something a little bit different here on my YouTube channel. So there's been a lot of discussion now in the present and in the past that TikTok may get banned in the United States. Now, I have been a big user of TikTok. I've really started posting my artwork on social media through TikTok. I just don't feel like Instagram has the same sway and the same speed as far as growth that TikTok had. And I just feel like Facebook is just so outdated and clunky, and it's just messy, and it's hard to use it. The pages that you can create, the groups, everything is just so clunky and just old, outdated. I just really never really got into it. Now I do have a page on Facebook for Byerly Studios, and it's linked to my main account, but I just really never big into it. I've been leaning more so into YouTube here recently. Now, don't get me wrong, I love TikTok and all, but if it went away tomorrow, I wouldn't be upset about it, because I am putting more long form content from my art into YouTube. But I don't necessarily want to lose all that data. I've put a lot of content onto TikTok, about 3 years worth. So what I want to do is I want to start to archive some of that data. Now, I don't want those videos just sitting around on my phones all the time, where I could be recording new content in 4K or 3K and have that data available on my storage device. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to archive them down. So I'm going to do 2022, 2023, and then I'll do 2024 up till when maybe TikTok gets banned, if it does, right? So what I want to do is I'm going to archive them down, and what I'll do is I will consolidate them down into videos to post to YouTube. Now, there's some stipulations with this. I would like to call this coffee time. So I may have different coffee mugs, and we'll just be doing a relaxed commentary over that. So it'll allow me to kind of go back through my old short videos and review those TikTok videos and kind of explain the art that came through the channel at the time, and where I've came along since then, and so forth like that. Now, I will not be including any kind of reposts in that, so only original posts. And I also did Sunday shoutouts for a while for other artists throughout TikTok world. I did probably maybe about 15 to 25 of those, and then I kind of slowed down because it wasn't getting really the traction that I was looking for through the TikTok community. Don't get me wrong, I grew on TikTok, but it just wasn't the thing that I really wanted to be known for. It's just that guy who gave shout outs, right? It was fun for a while. It got to meet a few really cool artists, as well as interview them through like a kind of like a text chat format, not live interviewing. But it was really fun, and I'm not going to include those in here because I don't want to continuously have to go back and tag people. Now, as I run through artwork that people have purchased from me that I really do follow a lot on YouTube and TikTok, I will mention their tags. And in those videos, I will do my best to tag them below so you can jump over to their YouTube channels. There's a few of them, but there's only one that really stands out, and he'll come along here in a little while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to include this in every intro to all of these videos. These videos are going to range from 20 to 30 minutes depending on the amount of content that I have, and they will be categorized under a new playlist, which will be kind of called Coffee Time. And if I want to include any kind of other commentary type art review videos into my channel, they will be included in this playlist called Coffee Time. But we're going to start off by just kind of archiving all those old videos. All right, so I'm going to include this at the beginning of every one of these videos, and then we're just going to jump into it. So my coffee cup, my shirt may change. Now, here's the disclaimer. I will do a little bit of the music in the TikTok videos that I have. However, just be aware that I'm not going to include very much of it. We're going to include more of a voice and music overlay, so that way I don't get a copyright strike on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is where I'm at, you guys, and I want people to follow me from TikTok over to YouTube. Sometimes it's hard to get people to go across platforms, but I hope you do enjoy the content. Now, if you want to see my full-length content like tutorials and project videos, and whether it's watercolors, acrylics, tumblers, miniatures, colored pencils, anything that you want to see that comes out of my art studio. I'm not just one type of artist. I don't have one niche, right? I'm all these things, including some digital art once in a while. You can follow me on TikTok, as well as subscribe here on YouTube. Subscribe here on YouTube, guys. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can see my newest videos. Sometimes it jumps around depending on what project I'm working on, but that just is the fun of art, right? Don't restrict yourself to one type of art. Really have fun with your journey. And this is my art journey here on my YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the content for the video that you clicked on here. And let's just go ahead and get into this voice commentary. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and jump into this very first commentary session, or coffee time, as it were. It's something completely new for me. I've never really done commentary over like videos before, so As you can see right here, we have the very first 30-minute session of my TikToks that I had started with way before. Gosh, 2022, man, that's when I really kind of pretty much started. When I consolidated all those videos down, it was like 4 hours of content throughout the whole year. And then, you know what, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute videos, they add up fast. So let's go ahead and get into the content here, guys. All right, I'm gonna try to do this all in one session. We'll see how it goes. So a lot of you who follow me, you kind of know that I like to make rune stones or casting runes out of finger bones. And it really originally started with Stardust, the movie. I used to love that movie. I know it's on some streaming platforms somewhere right now, but it's really cool to be able to break down and do some of those awesome runes, casting runes bones. It's really cool, and I still make them to this day. So if you can find them on my Etsy page. Oh man, the very first 3D sculpted tumbler that I did is this vampire monster Dracula cup. It's actually right here, you guys. It's awesome. I haven't sold it yet, and I think that my price point is just too high. It's one of those items that I just, until I really have my room completely filled where I can't house any more art, I'm happy with the price point. If somebody wants it, they're gonna pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm really cool with how that is so far. I did like a small video of me like detailing the hair and the scalp and things like that through TikTok and on YouTube as well. It's like one of my first YouTube videos is where I'm like sculpting the hair and the scalp, and then like I started like halfway through that vampire where I wanted to record for YouTube, and of course I was so young, so young to YouTube, and so naive and not good at video content yet, and I'm not great at it either to this day. So there's always room for improvement. Most of my editing comes from just literally my phones. All right, so this is a TikTok of me working on a kind of like a breakaway ghost tumbler. It was an order for someone I consider somewhat of a friend. He orders quite a few cups, and he wanted the ghost coming through the tumbler. Well, that's kind of my idea, and he gave me some, like, he wanted it Ghostbuster themed and this and that, and I just ran with it. And I made a few of those breakaway style tumblers where like monsters are coming through the cup. One of them was Spider-Man, so very cool to be able to kind of like wrap clay all the way around the cup and just kind of run with it. I love it when customers allow me to really just take their ideas and just apply my extreme art to it. It takes more time, but it's well worth it. Oh, this is a cup that I had made. I can't remember if I gave this as a gift. I think it was a gift to, well, pretty much my sister-in-law. And it was gorgeous. It was very gorgeous, but very simple. The SVG vinyl decal was super simplistic. I'm not a very simple person, as my art can kind of show sometimes. This one right here is like a zebra geode. I mean, people make geode cups all the time with the, you know, the kind of rock formation kind of curvatures on their glitter rings, but this is more of a zebra. And I really like the overall design of it. I haven't really made one since. I guess if somebody ever ordered one, then I would make another one. So this is one of my first real times working with water slides. I made quite a few of them. Somebody had ordered a, what was it, a Leo cup? No, not Leo. I can't remember. So your green gold geode swirl. It was an emerald colored geode swirl. It had a bunch of different decals on it, and I went over those decals with metallic paints. So here's that same zebra print there, and I put just I actually just probably copied that. I probably copied that from probably Google or something, and I just made that into an SVG. Sonia was her name, I believe. I made that for a gift for my buddies at work to give away. Emerald Dragon's Fury. I remember these. This is where I really started to make a lot of swirls for like content creation. I knew how to make them already, but there was a guy on TikTok I follow, crazy hazy cups, hazy crazy cups. I ain't talked to him in a while. He's great at making the swirl tumblers, and really he kicked my inspiration off to really start making them in extreme designs and glitters, and applying a lot of different mediums to it, all sorts of different fun stuff, different thicknesses of paints and inks and things, and it's a really fun process because every time you do it, you may get a different result. pretty cool. These are longer like format TikToks. Early on when I started TikTok, even before it was a big thing, I got the 3 minute, 5 minute, and then 10 minute, and eventually 20 minute video releases. So I was able to really put out 10-minute long videos. I never really did that because people don't have the time to do that on TikTok. You get on TikTok for quick videos. I feel like you get on YouTube for quality content, and TikTok's just like get it out, get it fast, you know? I'm not saying that people don't super edit their videos for TikTok, but you get what I'm saying. That cup in itself is stunning. Stunning, by the way. And it is up here. It's right there. It turned out a little bit darker when it fully set up, but beautiful. Oh, man. This right here. The Alien Egg Tumbler. This is me applying epoxy to it. There's a few other videos that come out, later on of me applying different pieces and things and processes to this. And you can find this on my YouTube channel in a playlist. It was one of the first full-length, like multi-broke up, videos that I had created. And it is intense. It's actually right here. It has little alien arms, and if you pick it up, it's super. It feels like if you pick it up, it's dry, right? But you'd think it's like super slimy and icky. It's very cool. I haven't sold it either yet. My price point is probably too high for people to buy from me, but I'm happy with it sitting right there. I even would be happy building a base for it one day. This right here is a custom cup that I made for my daughter. It took me a while to finish it all completely. I did an ombre from the bottom to the top, and that was glitter chimp glitter. I still have it up here. It's really, really beautiful glitter. And this is a custom water slide that my basically sister-in-law digitally created for me. And it's kind of like I would say unicorn, but it's My Little Pony in a way. It's got the little decal on its butt or whatever. I think that's My Little Pony decal on this butt. But anyways, I added a little bit more vibrance to it, and I applied it to the cup. And all she did is she just asked me not to resell it, so that's cool. So it was spectacular. Beautiful cup. So creating some more of those, I call them alchemy collection. Like I created like an actual category through my Etsy, and it's called Alchemy Collection. Since then, because I've started selling other forms of art on Etsy, and I want to kind of keep it simplistic without like messing everything up, I do have them, I think, under all the same one or two options, like basic tumblers and then like artistically designed tumblers, like 3D tumblers. So I think I have them all lumped in together, and a few of these I haven't sold because I didn't make them to order. I just made them, and they just haven't sold. They're up there. So if anybody's interested in one of those swirls, just let me know. Radioactive tumblers, man. This is really what kicked off my real love for the dinge look, is creating those radioactive tumblers. They'll come back here in some more TikToks later, so I'll give you more descriptions on that. But I have them all over the place. I have a poison one. I have a men working traffic cone, a few things like that. So this right here is actually my first gnome that I made. And of course, being me, I went to the extreme and I created it full sculpted, including a base. It's actually sitting right here. It has resin stalactites that are coming up from the ground. Stalactites. Correct me in the comments. And everything's hand detailed, hand painted, hand brushed on epoxies. Super amazing work. It has not sold either. My price point's too high because it's just when you finish something like that, it's your baby. Here's another probably the same one. No, it's a different one. Different radioactive waste tumbler. This is, I think, a fatty, a 30 ounce fatty, and man, I love those things. I sell a few of them once in a while. And then of course I have a whole collection of them now, like whole different varieties that I offer now, and that's kind of like really cool. And I have a lot of them more that I want to create. I just haven't got around to it because I'm so busy. So here's the toxic tumbler, which you can get in multiple colors. You just let me know what color you want, and we'll make it happen. We'll choose a different color of drip, and then 2 radioactive tumblers back to back. So like a lot of people hit my Etsy shop all at the same time, and then of course they glow. Look how awesome that is. Absolutely spectacular. Grunge art. Yes, please. I like the little how I'm kind of putting those all together. I don't have to put like a transition in those between the videos. It's really cool because I can just let the transition happen and then I can kind of reset and get ready for the next video sometimes. So this commentary type of thing might work out quite well. So this is me making another swirl. This it may be 6 times speed. I don't know. As I progress through my art career over the last few years, I tend to even speed it up even more just because people don't have the patience to sit through this. And if you already are a well-educated Tumblr maker, then you know these processes and you just want to kind of see how things turn out in the very end. And people don't fast forward TikTok videos. No one does. If you do, you're very rare. Applying that heat there. I might run out of coffee. A little gold shimmer. This thing right here was a cup for a reason. I just don't remember what it was. I think it was a sports cup. But anyways, I was really happy with how the gold, like shimmering mica came to the top, and you could see the dust, the gold dust between the layers. It's really cool. Here's another one that I created, and it may come back around to a creation video later. This thing was spectacular. Almost so spectacular that you just don't even need any decals on it at all. I really love creating these, and you just get a different result sometimes every time. So sometimes creating the same one over and over again is kind of tough. Yeah, look how great that looks. If I recall, this was a sports cup. Yep, Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, I don't make many sports cups. I did them for a buddy at work, just because he's my buddy. He's like a local contact, and he's just a really good guy. But I do not sell sports memorabilia. I'm trying to stay away from copyrights altogether if I can. It's just tough to do it sometimes, you know. Toxic Tumbler, glow in the dark. Love the glows, man. I got a ton of glows. So here's 2 or 3 different swirls back to back to back, all in the tumbler turners at the same time. I feel like some of these videos are kind of jumbled together. I feel like they're jumbled together. Here is my honeypot tumbler. Now, my whole goal with this is I wanted to look pretty much realistic. And I created this and shipped it off, and it was so hard to let go of it. It turned out that great. I'm going to have to make me a larger size to put in my studio soon. It is spectacular. This is actually, like, I wouldn't say cooked stained glass, but it's actually UV resin glass. So it's kind of like heated in a way with the UV light. And I made these out of mica powder, hand dusting, and different layers of UV resin. This is when I reached 4K subscribers. Very cool. I was very excited about that. Every milestone throughout my TikTok progression has just been just fun, little achievements that I kind of shoot for. Let's see. Here's a few videos of me actually creating some like jewelry. So I was just like testing out. I was just testing out a few different same standard epoxy, like 2-part epoxy. I would add a little bit of like alcohol ink, maybe a little bit of glitter, and then change it up and just add some variety. In these situations, I like hand applied different pieces of silver leaf and gold leaf in particular ones, and it's just really fun. I've really never put like a lot of like actual hardware on them and give them to my daughter, but eventually that I might be forced to do that. I would like to learn how to make the basic levels of jewelry. That'd be kind of fun to do. I just haven't really got around to doing so. Here's my daughter actually helping me demold those. Pretty cool. Look how stunning those are. They're really nice looking. Some of the glitter pops more than others, and it just looks really cool. Here is a tumbler that I made for my wife. I probably mentioned it in a previous video during coffee time. And this was a ocean reef cup that I hand painted over this amazing swirl that I did. Now the swirl itself was stunning, and you can find this this creation, both of the epoxy and the hand painting, on my YouTube channel. It is a full video. I also included like a little Dory in there as well. The Dory is like from the TikTok. Hi, I'm Dory. I can't remember the tone, but yeah, if you're on TikTok, you know. Reposting these again. The same three or four swirls that I had made for the sports teams for my buddy. Um, he always gets tumblers from me, so I really appreciate him. I'm working on a painting that I need to start working and finishing up for him. This is actually a really intense glow in the dark cup that I created. It is up here still, but it had a nasty layer of epoxy that created a fog on it. I need to do a heavy sand on it and then put a new layer on it, but it was beautiful under a UV light and it glowed intensely. Another radioactive tumbler. As you can see, these are my creme de la creme. Oh, I love making these. So this is my zombie cup. It's a blast. A blood splatter, bloody handprint. I hand detail paint everything, as well as the only thing that's vinyl on here is the actual Umbrella Corp name. Everything else is hand detail paint. It's really fun. And I made those in a dark tone now. I don't do the bright tone anymore. It's all dingy and dark. There was actually a different barrel right there. That was an oil barrel. Very cool. Now this tumbler here, this tumbler is actually oh man, it was one of the first tumblers that I hand painted. It was a wardrobe from the Narnia series, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I think that's it. Gosh, I haven't read it in so long. I can't remember the name of it, the title. But anyways, that's the wardrobe, and I hand detailed like the hinges and everything had like gold leaf. It had claw feet on the cabinet. And when you looked at it, turned it around, and the doors were open, and it was the actual winter landscape. Hand detail painted the ferns and the light post in the distance with a light glow, and gorgeous. Another radioactive tumbler under a silver base. This silver base was beautiful. I like the yellow. Don't get me wrong. I actually like the two-tone even more, and there's a few of those maybe later on in the videos coming up after these. But yeah, the silver is an amazing base. I'm gonna need to make one just so I have one in the back as a display. Now this tumbler was actually quite fun here. This is me and my daughter creating a tumbler. This was a black light tumbler. It was not a glow in the dark, so it's slightly different. We do a glow in the dark one later, and we almost did these at the same time. This is when I first started purchasing folk art glow in the dark and neon paints. They're up here on my shelf, and I've been using the same ones for a very long time. When I purchased those were around $2 or so each, maybe even cheaper than that at Walmart. And every time I go to Walmart, I would just get one. They sell it fast sometimes, but yeah, I would just get one of those. I love folk art paint for crafting paint, and I almost don't buy anything else. Almost all my crafting paint is folk art. I really like their quality, and unless I'm sponsored by somebody else and I get free paint from somebody else, folk art's the way to go. Another toxic tumbler. This was actually a smaller one, and I was gonna give this away as a gift for somebody purchasing a full size tumbler, like a big tumbler, and I ended up just keeping this for myself. The reason for which is I stopped signing my name on the bottom of tumblers. I used to sign like Jay Byerly and all that stuff. Instead, I actually started like an artistic signature that just done. And obviously, some people wouldn't know what that is when they look at it if it was like passed from hand to hand or re-gifted. But it's okay. It's no big deal. I stopped signing my name. So this is actually the poison barrel right here. An amazing cup. I don't drink from it very often. Once in a while, I'll take it to like a sporting event for my kids or something. I don't know. Obviously, people know I'm not drinking poison, or I hope they wouldn't. This is right here is a fishing tumbler. I used to make a ton of fishing tumblers. More so than any grunge or anything else before. And it's okay. I just hate you having to refresh my fishnet stock that I use to make the fishing pattern on it. But otherwise, I used to make tons of them. And I also started to go into some extreme detail, other direction fish types, and they just weren't popular. So I just don't do that. If you make fishing lure tumblers, don't go to the extremes. People just don't buy them. This right here is actually me just hand detail painting a locket on a deadly nightshade, hand textured jar that I had created for a customer. It wasn't super 3D. It did have a little bit of a 3D texture when you touched it overall, but it was pretty low profile. It wasn't clay. So don't get that twisted. Now, if anybody ever orders another one of these, I will gladly make one out of clay. Please order one. Let me know. Even if it's just like a display to go on a shelf or something. I want to come back later and actually make the entire set of all of the jars in a 3D texture as trophies so that I can have them on my shelf. So definitely want to do that. So if somebody's interested in that, let me know. Let me know. But yeah, this was very fun because I was able to break that video down and put that into a time lapse, and it's just pretty cool. This is when I really started to play around with time lapse in different ways, and I used to do a different type of time lapse. Now I use LumaFusion, and I do like a time crunch where it doesn't actually chop the video up. I don't do time lapse on the actual video itself when I record myself anymore. It's too choppy. So I actually condense the video down through LumaFusion, and it's just a smoother, much smoother without the chop time lapse. The only downside with LumaFusion is that if you have LumaFusion on your device, you can only do 6 times speed increases. It needs to be changed to at least 12 times speed. So sometimes I need to super duper edit and speed up like a 2-hour video. Maybe it's because the condensed video is not able to process that much at one time. Maybe, I don't know, but if it's a shorter video like 30 minutes, it should be able to be decreased to 12 times speed fast. This right here is me mixing a 2-part epoxy. So I had to edit the video right there just because I had to take care of my daughter. But yeah, so this is me just mixing a 2-part epoxy, and I almost wait too long. Now at this point in time, I use a fast set resin and I just babysit it. But I used to use 2-part regular, a LumaFusion, or not LumaFusion, Amazing Clear Cast. Sorry, that you can get from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. It's super expensive for what it is, but it's very liquidy. It's very easy to work with if you're new to the game and the craft of tumbler making. This one was fun too. So I was making these back to back, trying to make like 2 or 3 at one time. Don't do it. Just make 1 or 2 at the same time and cascade in them. So mix one, get it set up, then mix another one, and then so that way when you're applying one, by the time you get done with it, the next one's ready. And I want to make a custom spinner that keeps these fully upright. I might make that one day. I just haven't got around to it. And this is me applying that to the Deadly Nightshade cup. Very cool. That's always a fun thing. And it was just such a beautiful cup. It was hard to see it go, really. If you follow me here, leave a comment below. Let me know how you like this cup. But I loved making this thing. It required dry brushing. It was just really fun. Now, I didn't make a topper for it. It was just be able to, it could be used on a daily. But yeah, beautiful cup. Beautiful. I need to make myself one for up here. Maybe I'll do that during the Halloween season. So if anybody's interested in like seeing that for Halloween, let me know. It wouldn't take me but like maybe one or two small videos to make that, or maybe I'll just include it all in one condensed video because it's not a whole lot of, it's not like clay work or nothing like that. So we'll see how that goes. That is a longer form content TikTok video. So yeah, it just turned out so great. Now with TikToks, of course, they lost a lot of their music licenses, so I went back through a lot of these videos, and a lot of them didn't even have sound at all. I'm not going to put no sound on them when I don't even watch those old videos at all. It took me like 10 minutes to get to the bottom of my TikTok page to download all these to condense them down. Now you'll find a lot of these on my YouTube channel, and I'll probably reiterate that through some other videos as we do this coffee time. So you'll see a few of these on my YouTube channel short list as well. But I just didn't want to lose this content if it gets banned. So we're just applying that right there. And I never really go back and watch my videos. I always just kind of upload them and just let people enjoy them if they come across them and they have fun with it. It's more so a way for me to archive my content. And then there it is with the smoky haze effect from TikTok there. See, I didn't do a full drip across the whole top. I left it kind of broken up a little bit. Very cool. If I ever do it again, I'm going to give it another layer on top of the thin layer so it has a darker, maybe like a more of a shimmer or something like that. Not like a bubbling effect, but it could. I don't know. I might make something cool. This is a chunky mug that I made, I believe, for my sister. And I believe she still has it, maybe. Was this for her? I can't remember. It was either for her or for my buddy, James, that I work with. Who he purchased a lot of cups for me. And I'll mention that over and over again, but he's my boy, and it may have been for one of his relatives or something. the spinach Popeye cup. I love this cup, and I drink from it very often. It is probably my go-to cup for when I go to sporting events or just want to like carry it in the truck or something, because it doesn't have any 3D effect on it, and it's low profile. A skinny tumbler is enough for me to go out, do my thing, go out for 30 minutes or a few hours, and then come back, and it would still be warm coffee or something like that. This right here was a blast to make, and I want to make another one in 3D format. I just haven't got around to it. Be expecting this later on. I want to create this in a 3D clay texture. It has real fishing line that I hand detailed with white acrylics. It has real fishing hooks that I bent into place and epoxied into place. I hand detailed all the lures and stuff. Very cool. So this one right here is actually something that never picked up or got popular, but I do still sell it on Etsy. It is an infectious disease cup, like a barrel, like somebody like shoved a body in a barrel and like it was decayed and bloody and it was just coming out the top of the barrel. It's super cool. I have it here. I have it here somewhere. I think it's behind the TV over there. And it's stunning, you guys. It's stunning. I drink from it often. And I made this during the whole vid time. So maybe not the best time to make it, but I was like, I didn't put like the word COVID on it, but I made it during that time. So it's just pretty cool. This one right here is a Viking horn cup. I wanted to see if I could like paint and dry brush a Viking like horn texture, and I was able to achieve that. And then I decided, just because it was actual mug that I was doing that on, I kind of like painted and added some puffy paint like brackets that went around it. That would be cool to do those in like a clay, like a really ornate clay all the way around. At this point, it would be kind of nice and neat and tight, and it would add more projection to it. But then of course it'd be subject to breakage and things like that, so it'd be more like an ornamental piece that somebody would keep. This was a very fun tumbler to make. I haven't sold one since, so if you're interested in something like this, you just let me know. I could just do the overall just brushed texture and then just epoxy it, and then you can just use it like a normal horn, but it would be just custom from me. But I did sell this one, so I don't have it anymore. But it was fairly cool to make, and I hope whoever did get it enjoys all the metallic textures and things like that. And the brushed technique that I used on it was really good. This is before I started using Flynn Sister epoxy, so it is not my affiliated epoxy. It is Alumalite or something epoxy, but it's very cool. It did the job pretty good. I don't realize how long some of these videos are until I start really watching them. Some of these videos were pretty long. People sat through them though. I guess people who want to kind of see the overall finished product, or the satisfaction of seeing it fully covered in epoxy. Pretty cool. Every time I do this with epoxy, I used to hit it with just a heat gun. Then finally got a torch. I torch it to pop up any bubbles. Sometimes you just don't even need that. Like if you use a quality epoxy, the bubbles will pop themselves. And in this situation, what I did is I used the heat gun on high, and like the Flint Sister epoxy, I really don't have to work hard to get the bubbles out. Now if you use fast set, you hit it with a torch, get them out, get them done, because it's going to set up with those bubbles in there. But if it's just regular epoxy, hit it with a light heat gun, just pop any like surface bubbles to get it going and get it warmed up, and then let the epoxy do the work for you. It's really nice. Making sure I was getting that epoxy up in that little bolt hole where that actual handle is attached. And then I always just like drizzle whatever left I have in the little cup onto like little spots that I feel are need a little extra, but sometimes that creates pooling and you don't want to do that. But we're almost to the end of this video, you guys. I try to time these to be 30 minutes in total, and of course you can go ahead and click here in just a moment. The card will appear. You can go ahead and click the playlist to see all of these videos, as well as hit the subscribe button right here, so you can see any videos that I have coming out in the future. So there it is, fully epoxied. Now you do see that there's a different wood grain texture on the bottom as far as the top, because I wanted to make it look like the actual bottom of that Viking horn had a plug in it. And a lot of them do have like a wooden plug if it's a certain type of horn. Remember that. And I did do a little bit of research on that, but it's 100% hand painted. I was really proud of it. It was just really fun to make, and I was able to achieve that kind of like paled out white, like nice rich color. Right, guys, so that's the end of this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed seeing some of my old TikTok content. Now, some of it has audio, some of it doesn't, so don't be disappointed if you kind of miss some of that. It's part of it. But hopefully you enjoyed the background music that I have playing here, whatever that may be, and my voiceover. Coffee time, all closed.